Now, other interesting business news, you have Nissan coming out with the 400Z Nismo edition, but it'll only have two pedals, also known as boring as hell, useless, automatic transmission. It'll have a 9-speed automatic transmission with paddle flippers, where you actually just click little paddles on the steering wheel. Similar to a child toy, really. If you think of a child toy where it's a little car, I think it's little Tykes that make it, but it's a little plastic car where it has the four wheels, has a steering wheel, I think it even has a horn. About as amusing as that in many enthusiast minds. If you go on social media, that's about half the comments for all the articles that are coming out about this when the comments are not disabled. It's all the purists, all the people who really want the driving experience. They're all utterly disappointed, and they go, "Why would you come out with the quote unquote track version, but you would take away the beautiful, rare experience that is driving with three pedals, having a stick and manual transmission?" That's what most of the purists, in terms of people who actually enjoy driving, that's what they usually look for. Now, in terms of the anemic extra horsepower, you're not getting much. So total, you're getting 420 horsepower and 38 foot-pounds of torque, which for a sports car, that's pretty good. And again, depending on the dynamics of the car, what you're going for, you don't necessarily need a lot of horsepower. The Mazda Miata gets a lot of crap for being a low horsepower car. There's a lot of jokes about it comes with a free purse. But in terms of enthusiasts in the racing community, they actually have one of the best support networks. Mazda still makes parts for like a 1990 Mazda Miata. There's a great support network, and because of the balance of the vehicle, the lower cost, it's a great enthusiast vehicle. So you don't necessarily have to have a lot of horsepower. I think the disappointing case in this case is that for the Nismo, is that the increase in horsepower is just abysmally nothing. So you're getting, in terms of the base Nissan 400Z, going from that to the Nismo edition, you're getting 20 extra horsepower and 34 more foot-pounds of torque. That's as you might as well just put a cold air intake, and you're going to get about the same horsepower, debatably on which brand you use. But that's such a negligible amount. For them not to make it a twin turbo or do something to actually make it worth more in people's eyes, where the value is actually equivalent to the dollar amount. And keep in mind, this brand is also struggling from the dealers screwing everyone over in terms of they're marking these up twice as much what they should be in terms of the manufacturer suggested retail price, also known as the MSRP. That's why I've never seen one on the road. And I'm in one of the hottest markets when it comes to, I would say, sports cars. And granted, I only have Honda personally, but someday I'll get one. Granted, my Honda also has three pedals. So in my opinion, it's actually made infinitely better in terms of the driver's experience than the Nissan 400Z Nismo. My car's got three pedals. And it's green, so kind of cool there. But in terms of the specifications on what additional things you also get, they noted that the model offers a limited switch slip differential, bigger wheels, brakes, stiffer suspension, better seats. They also have slightly redesigned bodywork, which is also kind of a marketing fail because maybe 1/3 of the comments, they're all comparing it to a Hyundai because certain angular aspects of it, and then the red lip on the bottom, are reminiscent of style designs that are already incorporated into Hyundai vehicles. So, if anything, they probably should have made it look more like the Nissan GTR in terms of if they're borrowing styling from anyone. But to demand such a high price for this vehicle, to only get 20 more horsepower, not have three pedals, which to Nissan's credit, they have three pedals in the regular Nissan 400Z. It's an option there, but for the extra premium track edition, they got rid of it, which is one of the competitive advantages to the Nissan 400Z, I would argue, in a world of ever computerization and automation and automatic transmissions. It stood out. There's only about 27 cars in North America new they can buy with a stick. There's one truck, which is debatably, it's a light duty truck, so it's not a heavy duty truck. It's a Nissan. No. I digress. It's actually the Toyota Tacoma. So there's one truck with three pedals they can get in North America. The Jeep Gladiator does not count. We've been down this debate track before. There's less and less options every year. So to have something that it wouldn't cost them anything in terms of that transmission already exists. Just they could have even charged a premium. Keep the three pedals, just add on all these extra features in terms of the suspension is good. You want that for the track. You want the extra nice bucket seats. All those things would have been great. And I would argue they could probably charge a premium for that stick shift in the Nismo model. Because with the Nissan GTR Nismo, which is more than expensive of the house, I think it starts at $225K or some astronomical number for the Type R XYZ Banana Falcon edition. that is also automatic. And yes, it is great that it's still an internal combustion engine. There's a lot of excitement there compared to an electric vehicle, so it is nice they're still making that. But they really could have stood out from the crowd. If you think of really performance cars, the last left in terms of having 3 pedals, you got Porsche, who listens to their consumers, thankfully, and Aston Martin, which V12 the stick shift, very unique experience, great, that's pretty unique too. There's Mustang, you could debate if that's if it's a different category. There's not many left, unfortunately. And it'll be interesting to see, similar to the Toyota Supra, is the overwhelming demand from the consumer going to drive Nissan to make the Nismo, or make the 400Z Nismo, in a stick shift? When the Supra first came out, the newest generation, it was automatic only, and the fans were irate. And Toyota's credit, they actually worked with BMW and developed a specific stick shift for the new Supra after a couple of years. They listened to the consumer, which is the most important thing you need to be listening to as a business. And that helped bring up and elevate the status of the new Supra and really drive home the enthusiast portion to it as well. So we'll see if Nissan takes a hint or takes a leaf out of Toyota's playbook, which is a moderate pun since Nissan also made a car called the Leaf, but I digress. We shall see what they do. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. I really appreciate you taking time to click that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 3,000 subscribers by the end of August, and we really appreciate it because obviously the more we grow and develop, the better the content will become and the production will become. Also, don't forget to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.